Hey, what's up guys, it's AndreOth here bringing you guys another video. And in this video I'm going to show you guys how I made a TwoFaceChef UK drill type beat. So guys, if you don't know who TwoFaceChef is, or Two-Face, he's a young up and coming drill rapper from Birmingham. He's been doing the rounds on social media right now with his new song Again, which is a banger. It's a song that I really like. It's one of my favorite drill songs that's dropped recently. And yeah, so I've been making a beat that's been inspired by the beat he used on the song Again. And yeah, I feel like I made a beat that has a similar vibe, a similar tempo. And yeah, I'm going to show you guys how I made a beat that resembles Again and just a TwoFaceChef type UK drill beat in general. So you guys, just head over into FL Studio and I'm going to show you guys how I made this beat. Let's go. Alright guys, as you can see, we are now here in FL Studio. So I literally started making this beat yesterday. I was just messing around in Arcade. I was just searching through different packs and stuff like that, just to find a cool little sound, a cool little melody to make a drill beat out of. So let's head over into Arcade. Let me show you the exact. And I ended up in this kit right here called Splendid Affair. And then I came up with this little melody that I thought it sounded quite good. So let me just play the melody for you guys. I also added halftime to it, but I'm going to show you guys how it sounds without halftime. So let's have a listen to the melody. So yeah, that's how it sounds. Sounds too fast, as you guys could probably tell. So what I did was, obviously I added some halftime to it to slow it down a little bit and to also give it more of that drill kind of feel. So it ended up sounding like this. So yeah, it has more of a drill kind of feel. It sounds a bit more slow, a bit more haunting, and it just doesn't sound too fast like it did with the original sample. So yeah, these are the options I did with halftime. I just had it on 1.5 and half loop. I like to have it on 1.5. That's kind of like the best sound in my opinion when it comes to halftime. Like most samples are going to sound good at 1.5. So yeah, that kind of resembles the main melody from Again, which is TwoFaceChef's biggest song right now. It kind of has that kind of triplet guitar kind of melody and that kind of vibe. So that's one of the reasons why I also liked this little melody. So I then added another melody. It's again from Arcade. So the line is called, let me find it. It's called The Crate. So I guess it's kind of like samples from like old vinyl songs or whatever, right? And then the line was called Della Vespro, and it's basically just like a choir sounding kind of line. And obviously if you do drill beats, you know how well choirs go with drill beats. It just always goes with drill beat. And also they used a choir vocal sample in the song Again as well, especially at the end of the song. You had the choirs come in, so I had to add the choirs. Yeah, so enough talking. This is the choir melody I came up with. Yeah, so I thought it sounded quite well and it went well with the main melody. So let's hear it with the main melody as well. So yeah, that's how it sounds with the melody. And those are the only two sounds that I've used in terms of the melody. I might add another sound, but I don't want it to sound a bit too busy because I feel like the main melody kind of sounds quite busy already. So I don't want there to be too much going on. So yeah, after I was finished with all the melodies and stuff, I then moved on to the drums. I normally start my drums off with some snares. So let's hear the snares that we use. So I just came up with a very simple standard drill snare pattern. So we have a look at this. It's just a simple, this is a simple drill snare pattern. The snares, I wanted them to be similar to the snares that was used on Again, which is a song that this beat is inspired by. So it's just it's just a trap sounding snare that's just been pitched down. I pitched it down 200 cents just to make it sound similar to the one in Again, and it just gives it that kind of darker kind of sound as well. But Snare pattern is very simple, and if you notice, it's like pretty much the same snare that's used in Again. I also have a different snare pattern as well, just add a bit of variation. So it sounds like this. Yeah, just to give it a bit more bounce, you know. So yeah, if you hear that with the rest of the melodies and stuff. Yeah, obviously. So yeah, that's how I started off the drums, and then I moved on to the hi-hats. These hi-hats are slightly different to the ones used in Again, just because I didn't want it to be exactly the same. I didn't want this beat to be exactly the same as Again. I wanted to add my own little twist to it. So the hi-hats in Again was kind of these trappy sounding hi-hats, but these hi-hats that I use kind of sounds like a snare, and that's kind of popular nowadays. I feel like hi-hats that kind of sound like snares are coming like quite popular in drum music nowadays, especially that song with Tion Wayne and Russ Body. The hi-hat pattern was kind of maybe like a rim shot, so I wanted to get that similar effect by choosing like a snare to do the hi-hats. And as you can see here, just have the standard drill hi-hats. This is skip two kind of hi-hats. And as you can see here, I'm messing around with the velocities. I have some rolls and stuff like that here and there, just add some extra bounce to it. So if you listen to the hi-hat pattern, it should sound like this. Yeah, simple, nothing crazy, standard drill sound hi-hat pattern. So if you listen to everything else together, it should sound like this. So yeah, the next thing I added was just some percussion. It's just the kind of reverberated gunshot sound that you hear in a lot of ghosty beats, and the other percussion I added was this kind of rim shot kind of sound. It just sounds like a rim shot with a lot of reverb. Oh no, actually that kind of sounds like a cowbell with a lot of reverb. But yeah, you tend to hear that in a lot of drum music. I also panned it, so I panned one to the right and the other one to the left, just so it just sounds a bit more interesting to listen to. So if you listen to the percussion, it's very subtle, but it just adds to the beat, you know? So if you listen to everything that we've heard so far, so we listen to how the beat is taking shape, it sounds like this. Yeah, simple stuff. The next thing I did was the 808s. So if you have a look at the 808s, I like to always show this because I think this is so important. So I like to show the envelope. As you can see, the attack is at like 13 because I feel like it gives the bass that kind of almost side chain kind of sound where it kind of dips at the start and then the volume goes up, which is really prominent in a lot of drill beats. So I really recommend doing that with your 808 bass. The hold is at like 80%. That's how I normally have it, and everything else is pretty much on 0. So if you listen to the 808 pattern, well, actually I have 2 different 808 patterns, so I'll play both of them. As you can see, so I'll play the first one here. So this is the first pattern. It's got some glides in there. Yeah, very simple. And then this is the second pattern. Just add some variation. Just add some variation just so it doesn't sound too repetitive. But if you listen to everything so far, the beat should come together like this. So yeah, last thing I added was the kicks, and the kicks kind of follow the 808 bass line. So anytime a bass hits, the kicks kind of hit. For the most part, I like to have a kick this hit on its own, just so it doesn't get too repetitive. But yeah, the kicks, you always got to make sure they're hitting, they're punching, and you make sure that you have soft clipper on as well. I always put soft clipper on just so the kick can hit hard, and the kick matches the 808 bass line. So if you listen to the kicks, that's the first kick pattern, and here's the second kick pattern that matches the second 808 pattern. That also goes to the second snare pattern. I like to make sure everything goes well together and I'm not just doing stuff randomly. So if you listen to everything together, it should sound like this. See how the kicks match the 808s and the snares as well, as that bounce. So yeah, that's the main body of the beat. The only other two things that I did was just this whoosh sound, which is really good when you're kind of transitioning into a different part of the song. For example, here I kind of have like a drum break here, and I have the whoosh sound just to signify that, you know, I think it just carries you into the next section of the song. And here we have a riser, and I have that just before the drop, just because it kind of builds momentum, builds a little bit of tension as well. So if you hear how it sounds in the actual beat itself, it should sound like this. Yeah, it just adds a little bit more to it. But yeah, that's the main body of the beat. So let's just run over the mixing. I didn't do too much. So as you can see, we had the soft clip on the main channel, nothing on the kicks, nothing on the 808s, nothing on any of the drums really. Just did a little bit of EQing on the kind of guitar melody. Just took out some of the lows, boost up some of the highs just so you can hear this higher and a little bit better. Added wider. Well, actually, I didn't use this one. For the perks, I didn't really add anything. I just panned them, and then for the choir, I just boosted up some of the highs a little bit, and that's really it. In terms of structuring, I'm not finished structuring the beat, but I have a basic structure. So as you can see here, it's just the intro. I like to start off any drill beat with just the main melody first, so it builds intrigue, you know. And then we have the whoosh, and then we go into the perks, the 808s, and the hi-hats, just to build some momentum, just to get the listener a bit excited, you know, because now they're waiting for that drop. Oh yeah, and here I also brought in the choir as well, just to again build a little bit more momentum. And so at this part here, this is just before the drop, so this is kind of the verse section. The rapper's spitting, and then it goes quiet. I take out all of the drums, well, I take out all the perks, the 808s, the hi-hats and stuff, and then the beat drops. The beat drops after 2 bars. So you can have riser. You know? And that's a simple trick people do all the time in drill beats. The beat normally drops after about 2 bars. So yeah, and then this is pretty much the verse section here. I think this is pretty much like a 16 right here for the verse, and then we can have like the chorus section here. Yeah, and then we can go back to the verse here. I can introduce the choirs as well. I kind of like to alternate, so I have the original pattern, then the second pattern, then the original pattern, and the second pattern. That's kind of how I like to structure my beats as well, so I can just be creative with it. And yeah, but that's the main body of the beat, and that's kind of how I went about making a beat similar to again by TwoFaceChef. So hopefully you guys learned a little bit from this. If you are a fan of TwoFaceChef's music, you want to know how to make beats similar to the beats that he raps on. I hope this video helps you guys a little bit. So let's hear how the beat sounds in its entirety. Let's go. Intro. Here comes the verse. has some variation there, just so it doesn't sound too repetitive. Then we have a 2-bar drop again. It's probably the first section right here. Or the chorus. So yeah, you kind of get it. That's kind of the gist of the beat. So you guys, that was pretty much it. That was the beat. That was every single component that made up the beat, and that was the whole process that went into making the beat. And that was also the structuring process of the beat. I didn't finish structuring it, but I think you guys got the idea of how I plan to structure that beat. So I hope you guys learned something from this. So I hope you guys, especially people who are fans of TwoFaceChef's music, I hope you guys learned something from this, and now you have a better idea of how to make a beat similar to TwoFaceChef's again, which is a banger. So you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did like the video though, please click the like button down below and subscribe for more, because I have way more videos like this coming out every single week. If you guys want to purchase any beats from me or listen to any beats that I have made, you guys can check out my beats channel. It's called AndreOth Beats. There'll be a link in the description down below, and that's where I upload all of my beats, especially the beats that I make in these videos. They get uploaded onto that channel. So if you're a rapper and you're interested in the beats that I make, check that channel out, and yeah, you can listen to those beats and you can purchase those beats. And if you guys want, you can also follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on Instagram for all the latest updates, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.